Let me let you know a little secret.
They don't watch.
And 97% of Heisman voters, okay, they don't watch the guys on the West Coast play. Or if they're West Coast guys, they don't watch the guys on the East Coast. They just don't. Just don't.
It's bias. It's bias. It's bias.
Yeah.
It doesn't affect he wins it, he doesn't win it moving forward. Maybe if he does it gives him more motivation. But we know what we have. Right? We know what we have.
Some of the early ballots for the NBA Rookie of the Year voting are coming back in. And I checked this last night. I haven't checked it this morning. And I to be honest with you guys, like, I don't know where you go. I don't know if you need like media credentials to know like the running total. But some NBA writers last night were tweeting out, the votes for NBA Rookie of the Year were starting to come in. And as you see, Scotty Barnes and Evan Mobley up there. And that's really what it's looking like it's going to come down to. And it sounds as though like Scotty Barnes is probably going to win the Rookie of the Year award. And look, we know because we saw it, and Cade Cunningham sent out the tweet. He just said, Detroit versus everybody. And again, like we had this discussion before, and I figured that was the way that this was going to go, and it's going to be different for us because we see Cade on an everyday basis. So we know what he's meant. When you saw stats, it was almost like the Miggy thing, where the names that were popping up in the stats and the accomplishments he was getting, you're like, damn, like I knew he was good, man. I didn't know he was doing these types of special things like Cade has been doing all season long. We figured that this could go this way as far as Rookie of the Year thing is, and you can make the case. I can make the analytical case. I can make the numbers case. I can make the usage case, all of it. But the bottom line is, we figured that this was going to happen, but it still sucks.
Well, here's the thing, is that when it comes down to this time, obviously you got to look at what the criteria of the voting is. And if you look at Scotty Barnes, you can't, with where his team's at, obviously in the voting, wins means something. Also, too, a lot of the people that have the vote don't watch Cade like we do on a daily, so we don't see the improvement. So there is that bias there. But I think that, to your point, that the fact that they did get better, but in the whole overall scheme of the league and the voters and stuff like this, it's the fact that you still finished, the third worst record, that you can't, you're going to lose votes that way. Even though what we saw, the numbers, the analytics, that you can put that argument, it's the same thing as what do you want to stand behind? Because I guarantee the two people that have already voted first place for Cade are looking at his numbers and looking at all that stuff. So I think that this shows you early. It's sort of like in politics where it's an election and stuff like this. The early results doesn't mean it's final, but it might tell you that voters are leaning towards that team wins. What you do, how your team has done, plays a factor in it. So I'd be disappointed Cade doesn't win it, but again, we were talking about it before. Scotty Barnes, he's had a great year too.
Yeah, he has been great.
He's deserving of it. I mean, I can see the argument. I'm not going to sit here and go, no, it's a joke, but I don't think that people are breaking Cade's season down to like a fine-tuned comb that we are here, because we saw it live and we were around it. We saw, his progress and everything like that.
Yeah, and for me, that's what it boils down to, right? Would it have been cool to see Cade, get that award? Yeah, it'd be cool to see him get that award. Does he deserve that award? Yeah, absolutely. He would deserve that award. But it doesn't change anything for me, and I don't think it changes anything for Cade Cunningham, where he was as advertised, and as I said 3 months ago, and we put the clip out here at Woodward Sports, and it got a lot of views because it was factually correct. I'm crossing off Cade Cunningham off the. We know what Cade Cunningham is. We absolutely 100% know what Cade. There is no concern with Cade Cunningham. There is no speculation with Cade Cunningham. You can pencil him in next year. He'll be right around 20 a game. He'll be right around 7 boards a game. He'll be right around 7 assists a game. And I think for the next 12 years, you can set your watch to that with Cade Cunningham. So you know what? Yeah, it sucks he didn't get the rookie, or he might not get the Rookie of the Year award. That sucks, and he was very deserving of that. But you know what? Doesn't change anything. I don't think it changes anything for him. I don't think it changes anything for the Pistons, and we just roll on.
Here's the thing, right? Because the apparent point in it, and I guess I'm going to ask you, but I believe this, that out of the Rookies of the Year, Cade Cunningham's the best player on his team, correct? Is Evan Mobley the best player? Scotty Barnes the best player on their team? No.
I mean, that goes into effect. What are you shopping for? That's a very that can be a subjective argument.
Talk about Miami,
if you had a draft and you could say, hey, you could draft any Pistons player, they would take Cade.
No. I'm saying my question is, out of these three guys and their team, Cade Cunningham's the best player in Detroit on Detroit's team.
No doubt.
Is Evan Mobley the best player on his team? No. I'm asking. Is he?
Well, again, that goes into, he's on a rookie contract. You know what I'm saying? It goes into all that.
Okay, forget the analytics. Take the draft capital. Let's use it as a fan. I'm asking a question. Here's the question. Is Cade Cunningham the best player on the Pistons?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Is Evan Mobley the best player on his team?
No.
Is Scotty Barnes the best player on his team?
No.
So what I would say is I'd hope that the rest of the voters would look into that if it has the imperativeness. But it obviously doesn't. The team aspect to some voters means more. So you got to look at seeing what rules are you playing with. Don't hate the game, just know the rules. Play the game better. And I think Cade understands that. And to your point, Neil, it doesn't affect he wins it, he doesn't win it moving forward. Maybe if he doesn't, it gives him more motivation. But we know what we have. Right. We know what we have. Now, to get into draft capital, is Cade Cunningham the best deal as the Rookie of the Year? No, then you put in your analytics and the draft and where it goes and stuff like that, and then you can come down to it. But for Rookie of the Year, I think that because then the analytics play out. But the easiest question is to go, is this guy the best player on their team? Because if he is, and we're going Rookie of the Year, then doesn't that make you do a deep dive into him? Just the fact that if I go to any team, who's their best player, and look and see, okay, he's not performing. That's why they didn't make the playoffs. I'm just saying, to me, it's I guess it's more black and white or easier, but I'm biased. And I'll say I'm biased because I see the progress of Cade Cunningham, the man. I brought up here, the one thing about Cade, and this is the culture thing I wanted to bring up. I sent you that clip about Cade talking about nutrition, talking about eating and stuff like this. And I thought this was such a poignant fact of tells you where his maturity, his self-awareness of about, hey, a kid at 20, 21 years old that knows now that he needs calories. He needs to eat because you can burn muscle off just like fat.
Right.
What did we say at the beginning of the year? Wait till this kid grows into his man body. He's got his member LeBron and he's coming into that. But it's mentality, not only the leadership and what I've talked about all along since we drafted him, but this is just another step to go, okay, see, he actually can't, and it's a lead by example. So if he's talking about it, all the rest of them are talking about it. And that's even bigger. So I love the fact that even side note that he knows that he's going to put weight on and he's got to eat. So people, if you're out and about, you see Cade Cunningham, don't worry about buying him a drink, buy him a burger.
Put bacon on it too, man.
Put some bacon and some guacamole.
Yeah. Chuck Brewer says, when we beat Philly, their beat reporter said he thought Cade was a bust in November and hadn't seen him play since. And that's the other thing too, guys. Before we get all bent out of shape about this, and trust me, as a guy that has voted for league awards and things like that.
As a guy that has voted
no, because see, because here's where it is.
Can you tell us what awards I was voting for? Because
no, but here's what it is, D-Mac, is 80% of the people that do vote for these things. Let me let you know a secret.
They don't watch.
And 97% of Heisman voters, okay, they don't watch the guys on the West Coast play. Or if they're West Coast guys, they don't watch the guys on the East Coast. They just don't. Just don't.
It's bias. It's bias.
Yeah, and it's all narrative based. And people were talking about too how wins never mattered in Rookie of the Year, and usually they don't because usually the teams that the rookies go to don't win.
Make splashes. But here's the one thing. That's what we agree with you who said that. But they changed the rules this year, it seems.
The goalpost moved.
The goalpost moved.
Because that's narrative based. That's 101, marketing 101, where you make important to you what fits your narrative of how you want to vote. Like you get the guy you want to vote for, and then you craft everything around it. Like that's the way it works. You don't do everything around it.
True media at its finest.
That's the way it is,
True
man.
media at its
That's
finest.
media. That's politics.
Yep.
That's bosses at work. That's everybody,
That's
man.
everybody.
That's everybody in life. I think if anything we've learned, man, through all this and through all the pandemic and everything, we are 1,000,000% a narrative-based society.